Hey, what's going on, guys? Chad here with Greenlight Shooting, and welcome to our very first video in this discussion series. So if you're not familiar with what the discussion series is all about, make sure to click this link, learn all about it so you can catch up, and then let's dive into this first video. So our first prompt is talking about what is the worst first handgun. Now, you guys probably know my biggest video out there on YouTube right now is the top 3 best first handguns. And I still get a lot of questions on that video, and one of the ones I get kind of, pretty frequently is what is the worst first handgun? Now, obviously, there's a lot of choices out there. There's a lot of weird exotic guns, 50 cal stuff that obviously is bad for a first-time gun owner, but I want to talk about things that are practical. You go into your gun store and you see them there. I'm going to give you guys my opinion on what I think is the worst first handgun, but I also want to hear your guys' opinion. So leave them down in the comments below. Let me know, if you guys agree with me, disagree with me, what. But yeah, here we go with my opinion. I think the worst first handgun out there is the Ruger LCP. And I'm not just talking about the LCP, I'm talking about everything along those lines. The Smith & Wesson Bodyguard, the Taurus Tcp. If you guys aren't familiar with the guns I'm talking about, essentially they're really, really small guns. They're made for carrying, ultra portability carrying, but they're about this big. They're made out of like a black polymer, which is essentially plastic, and they have a really, really long trigger pull. Now, this is great for people who are using it for the intended purpose. So don't get me wrong, these guns are great for what they're meant to do, which is to be ultra portable concealed carry guns. But the thing is, a lot of new buyers go into these local stores and they see these guns that are really small and they think, well, I can handle that, it's really small, the recoil is going to be really manageable because it's really small. Another thing they think is it's 380 ACP, which is a relatively small bullet. It's going to be low recoil, it's going to be really easy to manage. So it kind of works in the opposite manner. The fact that it's so small and that it's so light because of the material it's made out of actually makes the recoil a lot worse because there's less gun to take up the amount of recoil you're getting. It's all being transferred to you, so the recoil is very, very heavy. The 380 ACP, while it's a smaller bullet, yeah, it's still coming out of a very small, very light gun, which means all that blowback from the shot is going to be translated into you. So you're going to get a lot of that recoil. Another thing with this gun is the trigger. So the trigger is meant for those people who are carrying it. It's a very long, hard trigger pull. It's great for carry because it's not going to accidentally go off. But for these people who are going in and buying this as their first handgun, they take it to the range, and this trigger is so long, you don't have any idea when it's going to fire because it's just so long. There's no wall you're taking the trigger to, anything like that. So it's just a really long trigger pull. It's very, very hard to be accurate with this trigger pull. And what happens a lot of times is you get scared of the boom because you're not sure when it's coming if you're a new shooter, and you end up dipping the gun. All your shots end up going below the target, and you're confused and you're angry as to what's going on with your first gun purchase. Another thing on that same point is these guns don't have sights because they're intended for ultra portability. They don't want to get caught on your pants or something when you're drawing it from a concealed carry standpoint. So when you're at the range, you're a first time shooter, there's nothing to aim at because the sights are almost non-existent. So combine the fact that it's really small, really light, it's got a pretty decent amount of recoil, it's got a very long trigger pull, and it has almost no sights. Those are my opinions for making this one of the worst, if not the very worst, handgun for first-time shooters. That's my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Why? What other guns do you think are maybe new beginning shooters should stay away from? So yeah, man, that's how this video series is going to work. I really want to hear what you guys have to say down in the comments. Let me know if you guys enjoy the video series as well, and we'll keep this going. You can expect these probably once a week, once every other week, and we'll just keep a lot of new prompts coming in. So thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned for our next one. If you haven't seen these other 2 videos, please check these out. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, please share it, please subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time on Greenlight Shooting.